We are weak. He is strong. What I'm just saying is the indoctrination to become a Christian is extremely deep and intense in the culture. And Pastor Dan is just playing along with the card from the Christian side. I was raised, as we all know, by a fundamentalist Christian. I think he was more, speaking about my father, I think he was more intelligent than to buy everything in the Bible. But he got shocked as a member of the Coast Guard in World War II, and traveling to Honolulu and worrying that he was going to get shot every night by a Japanese submarine. Every night he went to sleep down in the hull of this boat. He wondered, am I going to get blown off the face of the earth? And it shocked him into submission to the Bible. He was smarter than that. I would like to call everyone's attention to the hallway, because you've probably never been there, of the School of Biology at the University of Iowa. When you enter the door, there is a glass case. It's actually quite a large glass case. And this is in contradiction to you, Uncle Steve. Inside the case is human bones and a gorilla bones. I'm talking about a skeleton, complete. They're varnished and they're ancient and they're bleached and they're clean and they're old, but they're all complete. And there's a heading across the front of this case which says, "You will note that of a human skeleton and a gorilla skeleton, that they have exactly the same number of bones. Count them, they're here. The fingers, the digits have 3 bones. Virtually everything about these two creatures in terms of the numbers of their bones. And the statement is, this is not evidence of evolution. We don't know what else. So I'll leave that observation.
Making $3 less each month for white soldiers. Another $3 in taxes on our pay for our youth. We're paid now, but still no commission to go up. Yes, sir. That's good. Now that white people have a trust in themselves, seeing Negro men with guns fighting them death and half,
Tom Field in Australia.
they can buy the idea of lieutenants and captains. 50 years, maybe in 100 years,
Maybe.
perhaps you'll learn. But you know, sir, that I just got the smell of good black and I cannot cut hair. Fire mag and cut mine so it's making it. Yes, my hair for what? That's overhang.
I don't want to take the sedan on because I left some 40 years ago. I ran into this exhibition in the School of Biology at the University of Iowa. Thank you very much, and everybody enjoy the very best room in Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that. Let's go Christian should welcome back to Let's Pray About.
That's right. They killed 1,000 rebel soldiers and they were very brave. Making $3 less each month for white soldiers. Another $3 in taxes from my pay for our youth. We're paying now, but still no commission to go up. Yes, sir. That's good. And now that white people have accustomed themselves to seeing Negro men with guns fighting against half, they can tolerate. Soldiers had an equal pay. Maybe in a few years they can apply the idea of lieutenants and captains. 40 years, maybe a Negro club. 100 years, the vote.
This one again. I'm not saying to my life right now, but I emphasize again.
So we seem to be actually talking about atheism this morning, and that is a bit of a switch, I think, from our usual Uncle Steve menu of topics. For whatever reason, we're back to talking about atheism. And
Well, that's because you're talking about atheism.
I am, but I think many of the
We can talk about whatever you want, baby.
Steve, you man,
mean, come on, admit it. When you first met me, you didn't believe that anybody was an atheist, especially your Uncle Steve, right?
I still don't.
Oh, and my point exactly.
Yes. Yeah. To me, and I'm not judging others, and I don't care. You know, you can believe whatever you want. Because I'm one of those liberals, you know. To me, atheism is a religion, and it's a religion of sort of, again, no offense to anybody, infantile defiance and a sort of a weak refusal to look in the mirror.
But Norm, isn't it true?
Yeah.
Isn't it true that all religions, or like 99%, have a super being at the center of their religion? Is that not
Sure,
true?
you could say that.
Okay.
Well, I think
I did say that. I did say that, but
yeah.
but us atheists, we don't have a super being at the center of our thoughts.
The problem with atheists is that they are at the center of their thoughts. They think that they are super beings, or at worst, that the fact that they can't see or touch or imagine such a super being, that it doesn't exist.
Well, I can imagine it. I just don't think it exists.
Well, maybe it's a failure of imagination. In any event,
maybe it's that I've taken a look at all of the evidence 10 times. It just doesn't hold up.
Well, that is a godlike assertion, because nobody can look at all the nobody can look at all of the evidence.
Right.
We're human, and we're limited, and that is why I believe at the heart of the alleged atheist belief system or cosmology, they believe that they are God, that they are the last word in knowing, and that they know that anything beyond their understanding or ken or cosmology doesn't exist.
I got news for you, buddy. The only thing that I'm the last word on, is what goes on at both Casa de Appel and on this show. But I'm going to go on mute and you can claim all your time.
Thank you. So, for me, atheism is a surrender to egoism, and I think that is a very dangerous and limited way of being in the world. It's a limited worldview, and the idea that there is a power, the certainty that there is a power greater than myself, which I may or may not understand, is a expansive worldview, and allows me to engage with the wider world and with other human beings in a way not otherwise available to me.
Hey Jerry, feel free to show up anytime you want. I'll be waiting for you. Come on by, Jerry. I'll throw the barbecue party for you.
Very limited, and I am okay.
Or if you want, we can go to the gym and we can see who can bench press more, Jerry.
And okay to have shortcomings myself, and it's my decision to work on my shortcomings, because I think that's a worthy enterprise, and enables me to be a better person, and also a better parent. And I think one of the great missions in life, one of the great pleasures and fulfillments, is parenting, as well as having fruitful relationships with other people. And the certainty that I am not the final word, and the certainty that there is a power greater than myself, which I may or may not understand, makes me a better person. That makes me a better
very much. Let's go to
comments. Comments, Steve.
Well, you take 30 seconds. I'd like to get the two new speakers in before the break.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something that I didn't say before. I think it's really important in the wake of that. What the previous speaker was talking about is a good example.
You can name speakers as long as you don't speak bad about them. You understand that rule, right?
Yeah, well, that's right. But I think it's really important to inject the word agnostic here. I am an agnostic atheist, and the agnosticism is way more important than the atheism. That is to say, the atheism is simply says that I don't believe in God. And the agnosticism says I don't know whether there's a God or not. I just happen not to believe it, and as a result of not knowing, that's what makes me a better person, I believe, because it promotes tolerance. I wasn't always that way. I've come to that, and I really think that people who know, for instance, that there are no atheists, there can't be, because there is a God. I know that, and therefore I know that I have a better route to the afterlife or whatever it is you think. I think non-agnosticism is the real evil. And I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you. Let's go to Shane. Shane, good morning. Sorry. Oh, no, we have someone else that wants 30 seconds. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to.
I am. That's why I stopped and I went back to you.
It's just an awareness that Chinga, I think, has been skipped. I don't know if you see him in your PTR or not, but Chinga.
I did, but I don't. Oh, Chinga. Thank you. That's right. Chinga is there. I'm sorry about that. Thank you, Jason. Let's give JCC a standing ovation. Thank you, JCC. See what I mean, y'all? For your nieces and nephews that don't understand what the hell the heavy lifting is, JCC just did some heavy lifting. Let's go to Chinga. Chinga, good morning.
Yeah, you guys know I got nothing to say. No, I would say I grew up Catholic until I was 19, and I really appreciate, not that Catholicism doesn't have its flaws, but the Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox, Jewish, Hasidic people, devout Buddhists, all these people that follow an older tradition with lots and lots of scholarship and lots and lots of prescriptions of how to live your life, I think are better religions than those that have spun off and tried to become secular and allow you to be secular and allow you to be capitalist and all that other kind of stuff, because those other spin-offs of all of those religions are weak. They don't have any conviction. They're making things up on the fly. They are hurting other people. They are quibbling with other religions, having a sibling rivalry. And if you're going to be a religious person, then I expect you to be monk-like, saint-like. You should be living the life. You should be walking the walk and talking the talk. It's the only thing that I appreciate about the more orthodox world religions is they actually do what they say.
Thank you, Chinga. Let's go to Shane. Shane, good morning. Would you like a fresh five? Shane.
An obligatory buongiorno to you all.
Howdy.
Buongiorno. That pastor that you read, Pastor Dan, I'm not sure who his audience was. I believe maybe it would have been he's speaking to atheists. Could that be potential?
No.
Who's his audience?
Yeah, he's a Christian, not Christian apologist. Christian, Reverend Scott, what is it? What's the other one? Christian what? Well, go ahead.
But wasn't he basically trying to make people afraid of not believing? And that was that kind of.
Yes. He was saying, fear God. If you don't believe in God, you damn well better fear God. That's the message that I got.
So here's the kind of interesting issue I have with that as a Christian. If your audience is the people that don't or are about not to believe, like you can't, they're not really afraid of what you're saying. Like most atheists I've met are deep intellectual thinkers. Most of them.
And so, you're basically trying to say, be afraid of the boogeyman. And you're not going to create the reaction. I do think that fear is a powerful motivator. So basically, you're not making them afraid at all.
Actually, if I may, fear is the greatest motivator of all time. And a close second is love. But
Yes,
fear
sir.
is the greatest motivator of all time.
Yes, sir. So then, if we went down this track, just to play with the thought, how do you make an atheist afraid or proxy that? I believe the way to do it potentially is to be a bit more subtle about it. Because I think what a deep thinker kind of atheist person would hate would be to have a blind spot